forgot to look. I'm gonna guess the 26th, and I think it's Saturday. Pretty nice day out. Oh man, I forgot to look what time. It's like noon. I had insomnia pretty late last night, probably until 4. But then I did go to sleep, and I think I was dreaming, but I don't remember the dreams. Excuse me. Oh, there's my ferret right on cue. Let me open my screen a little bit just in case he wants to visit. Whenever I get up, my ferrets get up. Ferrets are so cool that way. They just follow you around. They get up when you get up. My tegu too, but I haven't seen my tegu for a couple days. So I'm hoping my tegu will become diurnal. Or maybe he's just brumating, but he's not full grown. I thought they brumate when they're full grown. I should research it some more. So, here comes the other one. And there's a plane. I live next to an airport, so I get to watch planes fly by all the time. It's really cool. Even though I heard only 20 people use that whole airport, but it's still cool to have an airport. We also have a remote control airport. I've been trying to get my mom to take me there with my little remote control plane, my little $65 remote control plane. Yeah, right now I'm kind of brain dead. I was sick for like a week, and my mom thinks it was COVID. I don't think it was COVID. I do remember my dream. I was like hanging out at somebody's house. That's all I remember though. Hanging out at somebody's house, and I can't remember what I was doing. My dreams are slowly coming back. When I start doing videos pretty soon, I'm going to, like the first 10 minutes is going to be my dream, because I quit smoking weed, and when you're not smoking weed, you remember your dreams, which actually makes life really trippy. Yeah. You might think that smoking weed makes life like not trippy. I mean, it makes it trippy. Because you smoke weed and then you listen to music, and then you come up with crazy ideas, and you're like, ooh, trippy life. But you're losing the dream world, and the dream world is trippier than any drug. Like when you're in dream world, there's a lot of with dream world that is, I think, shared. I think when you're going into dream world, you're going into a shared, a world that's created by everybody's mind. And so you're kind of tapping into the zeitgeist when you're doing that. When you're a stoner, you're kind of not tuned in to anybody. You're only tuned into yourself. So a combination between, and if it was COVID, my mom says you're brain dead for a week after COVID. Yeah, but I feel brain dead just from being sick for a week, but mainly for quit smoking weed. I quit smoking weed like what? I think yesterday was my second full day. I smoked weed at night. On Wednesday night, I think was the last time I smoked weed. So, and I can't smoke it anymore. I'm done now. So I'm a little bit brain dead. My mom came over here yesterday and to help me clean up my place. I thought I cleaned it up just fine myself, but she just wanted to come over. But I was really groggy because I didn't sleep. So she starts cleaning my kitchen, refrigerator, and I just lie down and kind of like fell asleep and took a nap. And then she cleaned my counters. Just cleaned for like an hour while I was just laying there, like sleeping and then hanging out and talking to her. And then we were hanging out, like cleaning together and stuff. And then she left, and then she goes, I was like, well, let's take the photo. She goes, oh, let's do one more day of cleaning and then take the photo. So, you're not gonna say hi? Come over here and say hi, little man. So, there you are. And there's my ferret, always saying hi. He looks scruffy. I'm gonna give you a bath today, little man. This one's frazzle. Here, let's let him look around. You like it? I like to let him look around outside, know what's going on in the outside world. Here. And there you are. They like to explore. Okay. Wow, you scruffy little guy. So, oh my God. I got plenty of sleep last night. I think I'm yawning because, I don't know, a holdover from the weed, but, I didn't totally organize my room. I didn't clean up the countertop in my bathroom, my personal bathroom, or the shelves in my room. So I should try to do that today, but my mom said she'd come over in an hour. So I think I'm just gonna like chill. Like just sit here. Just sit here and like maybe watch random YouTube videos or whatever until she comes, and then clean with her, and then if I have extra energy, just go to the gym. That's one thing I can do. Lifting weights and stretching is the thing that I think would be the best for me right now. Although any kind of exercise would be good for me. I'm having to get used to, being sober and stuff, so I just gotta let it take time. And then once I get going on my, get caught up, I'm gonna do a daily like vlog on my website. You can see it on the upper right on my front page, vlog. And that's where I record everything in like the grid format that I have with my website, where everything's in one glance. Just record. I get what? Start doing time trials, 20-kilometer time trials on the Haystack time trial course with my road bike and my time trial bike, and then I'm eventually going to, hopefully sooner rather than later, start taking the bi-weekly history test. You can look at it on my website. The bi-weekly history test is where you, for an hour, you do 100 questions. So, in an hour you do 60 questions. And each question is a minute. And it's random. The random number generator decides which one it is. And you would do either all of history, that's one, AD, BC, and 20th century and 21st century. And then you get your numbers, and you, the average between all of those is your score. So then the average between your bi-weekly history test score and your bike racer level, I'm going to figure out a mathematical equation to have it so that they balance. You eventually want to have it so that right before you start to go right at the peak of mental power, and I don't know what that is. I never researched it. But I would guess that mental power peak would be, I don't know, just off the top of my head, like what, 70? Would that be the peak? Once you hit 70, you're kind of going down because you're kind of getting tired or something. Or maybe it's older, but let's just put it at 70. You're at the end of your physical prime at 60. The reason that I chose that, 60, is because that is the age that you're supposed to. Oh my God, I'm yawning so much. That's the age that you're supposed to retire from the army in ancient Sparta and ancient Rome. And those guys had it down because they had their traditions going on for thousands of years, so they had it figured out in a lot of ways more than we do. In different types of government, the Greeks did more than we do, because there are so many different governments everywhere in a small period area. It's kind of like a mini world. We have like 200 countries. They had like 200 city-states in those days, all about equally accessible to the populace. So you would design it so that, and then the very beginning of your physical peak, well, let's put it at 15. We'll make it like bar mitzvah, like I think it's the Jews have their rite of passage at 15, and the Romans had their rite of passage at 15. So at 15, you get started officially. Until you're 15, you can kind of do your own thing. It doesn't matter. You don't have to take any tests or anything like that. Or maybe you should start. No, you should start it at 10. Because that's how old I was when I started writing. No, I was like 8 when I started writing, but I was 10 when I started racing and training. So, 10 to 70, so it's a span of 60 years that your career lasts. But when I mean physical peak, you have to start at physical peak because you have to average the knowledge with physicality, and when you're 10, you don't have either. So, like what I'm saying is, when you're in your peak, you want your peak to be the same throughout pretty much most of your life. So as you get smarter and you score higher on the biweekly test, it would make up for getting slower times on the 20-kilometer time trial. Actually, it's a 40-kilometer time trial. That's the official, if you want to be official. No, I should keep it at 20 because it's hard to find a 40-kilometer course because there's too many like street lights and stuff. So like if you're 18, the idea is yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. You make it so that your average 18-year-old is going to score exactly the same as your average 70-year-old. So your peak overall score is going to be somewhere between 25, 30, and like 40. Between like 30 and 40 in your 30s. Yeah, and so the goal is to get the highest scores ever, get your highest peak score, overall score, but also try to keep your overall score for your whole life the highest, and then you can tally it up. Tally up your overall score, like the best score for each year, and then average that. And yeah, so you would put a certain weight, overall points, I haven't done it in my head yet, but you'd figure it out that way. After I do the test, I'll figure it out. So, the way the biweekly history test is the random number generator gives a decade. So you're gonna, like, if you do the AD, there's 200 decades in the ADs until 2000. And so it chooses a decade, the random number generator. I did the test once, but it didn't record. I thought it was recording and it didn't record. Some kind of glitch. Because I was gonna upload it. This was years ago. But I never got around to it. I mean, it didn't record. I never got around to doing it again. But maybe that's good because I didn't do very well on the test. It's really hard. So, so you get a minute and you just sit there and you try to list the things that happened in that decade and the testing, and you try to test yourself. You try to, grade yourself in an hour. Hopefully it'll only take an hour to grade yourself, but the way that you grade, take a little bit over an hour to grade yourself. The way that you grade yourself is you go to, it's all based on Wikipedia. So you go to Wikipedia. I have a page for it. You can check it out on my website, on my original ideas section on my education page. It's called Biweekly History Test. I explain it a little bit. I think I only did the rough draft version of explaining it though. But you have all the links, so that's cool, to the Wikipedia pages. But you go to the Wikipedia page and just whatever event that showed up on Wikipedia, you get a point if you mentioned it. That's that simple. And then you just tally up your score, and that's your score. So say you get say you get a score of 50. And then your average speed is 25 miles an hour. So you try to have them equal. So whatever a mile an hour, you just double the miles an hour. So you get 50 points if you average 25 miles an hour. And then you get 50 points on the Wikipedia test. That's a 100. So if you score a 100, it's like getting a A+. That's a 100. If you score over 100, that makes you like superhuman. And then you would do. I would commandeer the grades of school. So yeah, 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to 90 B, 70 to 80 C, 60 to 70 D, 50 to 60 E, under 50 F. Now, in order to score an under 50, in order to score a 50, you would have to average, let's say 20 miles an hour, an example, 20 miles an hour, so you get 40 points, and then you only managed to remember 10 things in a whole hour. In 60 different tries, 60 different decades, you only managed to remember 10 things that happened. And you, on top of that, you were only able to average 20 miles an hour for 20 kilometers. Yeah, hey, there you go. I just figured it out right now, off the top of my head. Boom! I think that's gonna be the grades. And, and if you want your money from the rich person, and then the government, once the rich people don't have the money anymore, you have to do it every day. You have to do the thing. I mean, you have to take the test every 2 weeks. And you have to do a book review every day. And so every 2 weeks, you send the email to your sponsor, and you list your scores and the book reviews, and you don't have to give the links to everything, but you just list it, and then and then if they want to double check, they go to your website and they can watch your videos and they can watch your test. And then so every 2 weeks you send it off to the person, and then they have to pay you every 2 weeks. If you stop, and to make it so that you make $50,000 a year. So I haven't figured out how you get paid. You get paid every 2 weeks on whatever $50,000 a year is. You also get help. You also have to have really good health care, because there's lots of crazy people with giant pickup trucks who like to murder people on the side, or critically injure people on the side of the road on bicycles, because maybe they do it on purpose, maybe they're some kind of idiot who doesn't see that there's something literally right in front of you. But once they have self-driving cars, it'll be a lot safer. But people who murder people and injure people on bicycles, they should go to jail for a long time. There should be really big consequences. But it should be treated just like a regular assault, you know? Anyway, so if you stop doing it though, if you're not reliable, if you don't do a book review a day, and this is during the weekdays, so you have to do 5 book reviews a day. On the weekend, you can just ride your ass off and come home and not have to do the book review. So it's 10 book reviews they'd expect every 2 weeks. And if you stop, your sponsor has a right to not give you a check that month, that 2-week section. They don't have to give you that check if you don't submit, if you didn't take the biweekly history test and you didn't do the complete 20. And so that gives you an opportunity. If you don't make the 20 book reviews, then you can make up for it. You have 4 days to make up for it on the weekend. So, and the book reviews have to be at least 20 minutes long. So, book review / book synopsis. And the biweekly history test score doesn't have to be any score. Like, if you get a 0 if you get a 0 every test, that's fine. You know, because some people might be like, well, then people will just get 0s every month. Well, you know, that's on them. I think their own shame for getting a 0 every month would be enough motivation to get them to try to continue, you know. Because if somebody's doing a book review every day, they're obviously trying their ass off, and they're obviously learning something. So that takes the pressure off performing in that biweekly history test, and it gives you that participation points. So yeah, I'll start doing that as soon as I can. But but today I'm just going to clean with my mom. That was her idea. And then take the photos and then post the ad. And then just get going on my life. Start going to I don't know if I'll go to the gym today. Depends on how long my mom is here. I didn't go yesterday because because my mom told me not to. Because I was really lethargic yesterday, physically and mentally. And as she was leaving, she's like, don't do anything today. I was like, yeah, you're right. So I went to the couch, and I was just like watching random YouTube videos until like midnight. So I did get to sleep kind of early. What did I watch? I can't remember. Um, yeah, my brain's not working, like I said. Um, oh, and if people get sick, then you don't have to do the biweekly history test, and you still get paid. But you have to, vlog every day. Instead of doing the biweekly history test, you have to vlog for an hour a day, or at least 20 minutes a day, talking about your process. So that way people can see, your sponsor can see that you really are sick. And there you go. Now, if these billionaires are your sponsors, and they don't have the time to look at your video, well, billionaires, they love hiring people to do stuff. They can hire somebody to do it, or they can just pay you, whether you're doing it or not, and they can check up in. But the billionaire will have the time, because they're going to want to know, it's super interesting. They're going to be interested in you and watching you and learning from you. And maybe they will get inspired to actually try to participate in themselves, which would be really good, because there's a lot of smoke and mirrors. They like to try to pretend that they're smart, and it's kind of hard to pretend that you're smart when everybody around you is proving that they're smart and you're not participating. So yeah, to have an actual billionaire who sponsors other bike schoolers to participate themselves, that would be cool. When I recruit other people to do it, I'm going to do it myself for 3 months first. But after I've done it for 3 months, I'm going to try to recruit other people and seek a sponsor at the same time. And the people who I recruit, I'd like to recruit the rainbow. I'm a rainbow guy. Everything's painted rainbow here. So I want to get black color person, yellow color person, red person, black person. I already said black person. I'm a white person. I get black person, red, yellow, orange, brown. And maybe even all age groups too. I'd go after, I would mainly try to recruit the youngsters. But I would try to recruit all age groups as well, though. All colors. Yeah, maybe even like the freaky types, like all the LGBTQ people, the trannies. Just to piss off conservative rich people, help motivate them to maybe do it themselves more. But mainly, I guess, I would want to recruit people who are physically local to here, because this is the perfect spot to do it, because the cars have respect for cyclists, police have respect for cyclists. Like, meaning, if you get killed by a car, the police would be more likely to throw that guy in jail. And the roads have way bigger shoulders, and of course the mountains and all that. So, plus, I would like to recruit local kids from the local high school to drop out of the local high school. I'd like to get kids who are 16 to just stop going to school, like stop showing up at Boulder High, like shut down Boulder High, and then shut down CU, get people to drop out of CU, and then and I'm also going to recruit heavy. I'm going to do heavy recruiting for principals. I'll be like, look, asshole, you don't do anything, you just get paid. Oh, and also counselors, all these people at schools who don't do shit. Try to recruit those people, those useless people, those tax leeches, and the president of the college, of the university, and the deans, all those, what do you call them, the regents. Oh my God, I'm gonna definitely go after those motherfuckers, because I think they just get paid good money to do nothing. So, and then if they say no, it's on them. And then if you get the kids to actually participate, how humiliating would that be? got all these kids being intellectuals on YouTube, and the people who are supposed to be intellectuals are like hiding under rocks and in shadows. Um, um, it's we should take advantage of the fact that we can do it, you know, because I don't know how much longer we'll have the gigabytes. They might come up with some stupid rule that like only the superstars get to use the gigabytes, and only, you know, and those are the ones you have to pay for your gigabytes, and yeah, but there'll always be gigabytes, because then you could just go to some kind of a streaming thing where anything older than 10 years gets deleted. But with bike school, those people should be protected for their whole life, like have their videos saved for the whole life. And I don't believe in encroachment into like the natural world. Instead of building big houses in the woods, you should just build more skyscrapers in the city so that animals can keep their habitat. But when it comes to the gigabytes, I think we should well, actually, yeah, you don't need to cut area in the woods for gigabyte factories either. You can just build them in big skyscrapers in the city. But we should definitely invest in that, keep the gigabytes coming, especially for this period of time, because it's such a pivotal period of history. People are in the future going to be super interested. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. But as for today, yeah, yesterday was just kind of cleaning the house. And then just being a zombie. Today, I'm going to eat as much as I can. I kind of been having no appetite. My mom will come over, we'll clean, take the photos. And then, yeah, maybe I'll go to the gym. Unless my mom talks me out of it. Because I'm really in no rush, because, you know, I was sick for a week, but I don't even have a problem at all giving myself another week just to sit around and be a zombie until I get my brain chemistry underway with not being on weed. I get used to not being on weed, because you're a totally different person when you're not on weed. At least I am. Yeah, so that's the plan. Yeah, I will talk to you tomorrow then.